Well, it is a lovely day today, and today is a day that I'm going to provide you with honest consumer advice. My wife Colette suggested I do this because I purchased some of this fiberglass cleaner and I was pretty impressed with the results for cleaning off some of the black streaks. I washed this boat a couple of days ago, so it's been sitting for a couple of days, but there are still some black streaks from winter. That was the first wash of the year, first full wash of the year. Now I want to try to get some of these black streaks off. So I kind of messed around on the other side with this BioClean, but my wife said, why don't you try a bunch of different products and put it on the YouTubes? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So take a look at here's what we have. The contenders are what I think are pretty commercially available cleaners. Roll-Off is probably the most well-known, maybe black streak remover from West Marine. I've actually never used Roll-Off before. And this Starbrite Instant Hull Cleaner, I'm curious to see how well that does too. All of these are to clean, and then I'm going to spray everything afterwards with some 303 aerospace protectant, just so that we see what the results are. First of all, we'll see how well they clean. Second of all, we will see how well they hold up with a little bit of protectant over a few days. I'm not going to go months or anything like that, but at least a few days, see how they look. Now, I'm going to use these as the manufacturers recommend. For example, the BioClean says to spray it on the rag and then wipe the surface. But you could also spray it directly on the surface if it's extra dirty, and let it sit for up to 5 minutes. So we're going to do it the initial way that the manufacturers recommend. We'll see how that works, and then we will see if that doesn't work to clean what we're trying to clean, if doing it the secondary way works better, and which is easier. I'm also going to throw in a ringer here too. I'm just going to try some CLR. This is like a mold and mildew cleaner. So let's see how the CLR does in comparison. I'm a little worried the CLR might damage the fiberglass surface because it's not specifically meant for this, but it is meant for showers, which are a lot of times made from fiberglass, so hopefully it's not going to cause any issues. So first up is Starbrite, and if you can hear that, it sounds like there are rocks inside of it. It says to shake this. I don't know if this is like some sort of activator or what, but you can hear it's like rocky. It says to apply with a sponge or sprayer. It does not come in a sprayer, so I'm going to just apply it using a clean microfiber cloth. All of the microfiber cloths I will be using are from Costco. They're actually really high quality, Kirkland brand. It says to let sit for 2 minutes. So let's see how this one does. All right, got a nice layer, thin layer of the stuff on there. Let's let it sit for 2 minutes, and we'll come back to it and wipe it off with the clean side. Okay, I now have my gloves on, which is what they all recommend. And the Starbrite Hull Cleaner says to clean off with water. I've noticed it is completely dried. So we're gonna use a little bit of water here. All right, so it's a little bit of residue I can see on the towel. And as we work the water across it, it is coming clean, although I can still see streaks pretty well. Now, I am not using very much strength, but it has definitely cleaned it a little bit. Still see a lot of streaks right here, a few right here, a lot of streaking right there, streaks, streaks, streaks. Let's see, using a little more elbow grease makes a difference. Not really, that streak's not going anywhere. Let's get a clean towel and try Roll-Off. Now, Roll-Off says to wet the surface first. So, we're wetting the surface. All right, it says 1 to 3 minutes, and then to scrub with a brush. All right, this is a much firmer bristle than I would normally use on my fiberglass, so we're just gonna go nice and light with this. See, the Roll-Off has already started to dry up a bit. Well, it looks like it's doing something where it's still damp, but where it's dried up, after waiting 1.5 minutes. Doesn't seem to be working very well. And it says to rinse thoroughly with water. Rinsing with water. And then I have a clean microfiber cloth just to dry it. Oh yeah, so you can see there is some coming off on the towel. Rinsing just with water really didn't do the trick, but using the towel, and it's coming clean really nicely. All of the streaks are gone. If you compare it to the Starbrite, it's definitely cleaner. Color-wise, it looks about the same. This still has the streaks. There are no streaks left over here. Really nice job. BioClean says 1 to 2 pumps onto a damp cloth. I have a fresh damp cloth here. Wipe it on and then re-wipe with rinsed or fresh damp cloth. So, that's not very much. Yeah. Not coming out fully because it's getting low, but I think that's about 2 pumps. So we're gonna wipe this. Immediately showing results. I am not pushing very hard on this cloth. Okay, you can see it took a lot off. I feel like this cloth is new enough. This side has not been diluted by any sort of cleaner. So I'm just going to use this side to wipe it off. It doesn't say that you need to let it sit and wait. So we're just going to wipe this off. Again, not using much pressure here. Let's let that dry and see how it looks. Okay, West Marine Black Streak Remover. It says to spray it straight on. I've got it. This one's pretty low, so we'll have to spray a little bit here. All right. Then it says that you can work it with a brush, a rag, or a sponge. Allow it to work for about 30 seconds before wiping or scrubbing lightly to remove stains. Rinse clean area with fresh water. I did clean this brush from the other stuff. Again, this is a little bit stiffer brush than I'd like to use, so I'm going very light, very light. I'm seeing a lot of dirt, it looks like, getting picked up in the solution here. All right, time's up and we're supposed to rinse this with clean water. Okay, fresh, clean, brand new microfiber cloth. Just wiping off a little bit of dirt coming off of there. That did a nice job, very nice job. I see no black streaks anymore. Now, if I look at it in the light, brings back a little shine. Now, if I compare it to the BioClean, also brought back a little shine, but I can feel the BioClean is a little dirtier. This seems smoother. This is the smoothest. Of course, it is the last one I did. Maybe if I do all of them freshly. Yeah, this BioClean's got a little bit of grit left over. Roll off, more grit left over. This West Marine Black Streak Remover worked really well, and it's nice and smooth. The Starbrite, yeah, didn't work. I mean, it's got lots of black streaks still on it. If you look at the amount of work I put into each one of these, I would say that, man, probably the West Marine, the roll-off, and the BioClean are tied. But I would say the BioClean is probably the easiest to use. Basically, you just wipe it on and wipe it off. These two each required me to use a brush. I like the fact that I was just using a microfiber cloth for this. Let's also check what CLR will do. This says to test in an inconspicuous area if you're using it on fiberglass. I can't think of a more inconspicuous area than the side of my boat, so let's test it. It says to let it sit for 10 minutes. So we are spraying this thoroughly. Getting a little bit in the eyes, that's I'm sure fine, even though it says to wear a mask and gloves. We'll come back in 10 minutes. Okay, clean, dry cloth, and it's all dried up. out in the wind. And yeah, that's not working. Let's see if I can get a little water on there. Okay, it said a clean dry cloth, but because this is all dry, I dampened this cloth. See if this does any better. Oh, that makes a difference. Holy cow. I mean, that really took it off. Excuse my sniffles. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden sneezing. Wow. Well, what is the verdict? The Starbrite, no, not worth it. Roll off, pretty good. Happy with that. The BioClean fiberglass cleaner, really happy with that. It's the easiest to use, I think. Black streak remover worked really well also. I'm pretty happy with that. CLR worked really well, but as you can see, it dripped down a bit. Unless you're able to keep that CLR in a very small area, it drips down and made some discoloration that I now have to clean that up. So what am I gonna do? Well, I'll probably stick with either roll off or BioClean. The West Marine black streak remover I think is good. I've used that on a lot of heavier streaks and it has worked well. The BioClean I feel like is just the easiest to work with. So I'm gonna pull this tape off and then we're gonna spray it with some 303 just to protect it. And 1 week later, after not washing but a little rain a couple of days, and I'm really gonna say this section right here has held up the best. This is the BioClean section. I feel like it is still the shiniest. Might not be that easy to tell on video, but I think that BioClean section is the shiniest still after all of these sections were coated in 303 aerospace protectant. To me, it's BioClean for the win with black streak remover as a close second and roll off. Maybe we'll say roll off and black streak remover tied for second place, but BioClean is definitely my winner. Number one, ease of use. Number two, longevity. It is held up looking the best. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. If you have something that you feel works great that I didn't try, leave a comment, let me know. Let others know. And thanks very much for watching.